Okay. Coney Island, nigga, all day. The last stop. Yeah. See I to the day I die. It's a murder fest, nigga. Yeah.
NEMS is in the building.
Yo,
NEMS,
what's going on?
I would say Coney Island, great. I guess your legacy stems from the street scene, more of the battle rap scene. How did that start, and how did it get you to where you are today?
I started off making songs, you know what I'm saying, but I always been rapping my whole life. When I was about 15, I got kicked out of school. I couldn't go to no New York public high school, so I got sent away with my grandparents in the Poconos.
What'd you do?
I set a fire in the school. I was talking to a girl, I set a piece of O-tag on fire, and then shit went up.
So it wasn't intentional?
It went up, you know, it wasn't intentional. You know, I had nothing to do over there, so I just started writing raps. And it just so happens that the kids I was in school with were battling each other, and I didn't let anybody know I was writing.
You was prepared.
School
You was
year.
prepared.
And the main dude, the last day of school, I just had a year's worth of material on him. And I was like, yo, I got something for you, let's battle right now. It definitely gave me the confidence, and when I came back, I just would go to battles and use my verses that I would use from songs to battle, and it just so happens the verses would just fit. Like, I would never know who I was battling or nothing.
Okay.
It would just fit. Did the Fight Club thing, you know what I'm saying? Even with the Fight Club, I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was a one-time battle, and it just winded up, they started calling me back, and I just kept going and winning and winning and winning. But we had no idea.
Sucks to win so much.
But we didn't. Nobody there knew it was gonna be on MTV.
Oh, okay.
Nobody did. And when it finally did come on MTV, I was locked up. So when I came home, my buzz was, I've been on MTV for the past year. So I came home and my buzz was lovely.
You have your FYL movement.
Yeah.
It's safe to say that your buzz is definitely across the nation, probably even international.
Well, I was on tour in, I did Paris, Brussels, Scotland. That was last year. I was signed for a minute with Necro, and we went on a whole West Coast tour.
I mean, he's the king of his niche, so I think that's dope, knowing that, you know, he decided to reach out to you.
Yeah, at 17, I had a deal on the table with Def Jam. At the time, it was Jinx the Juvie, Joe Button, and NEMS and George Burns. We was a group. And 2001 happened. George Burns, my partner, really thought the world was gonna end. He really stopped rapping negatively, started rapping for God. The people at Def Jam was like, yo, we don't want y'all separately. We want y'all as a group. So that got done. During the Fight Club, I had a development deal on the table with Shady. And at that time, I was living crazy. I was on the run. I was just living in the streets. Like, you know, labels want a street rapper, but they don't want a rapper that's in the streets. You know what I'm saying? After a while, it just became a liability. And Necro just hollered at me as a street dude, came to my crib, met him the first day, and he took me on tour like a month later.
When you dabble in street life, a lot of people don't really put two and two together, but at some point it becomes a necessity because the only thing you know in terms of becoming a means for income, especially when record deals are not going through and albums are not coming out, you're not getting paid through your art, it becomes the only means of currency. At what point did you realize, all right, this has to go away at some point and I gotta start straightening it up for me?
In 2009, I had gotten to a point with my life that my life had just spun out of control, and nobody wanted to deal with me. I had a bad reputation in the industry, and I was doing a lot of illegal drugs, and it just came to a point where I was like, either live a whole life and it's gonna be miserable, or I'm gonna die real soon, or I'm gonna end up in jail my whole life. The next day I woke up and I never touched a drink again. I haven't smoked weed since then. It's been like almost like 4 or 5 years already. My life is just, I love my life now. Before I was miserable, you know, making music and I just feel like now I have those experiences and I can make music about it and maybe help somebody else that was in that predicament.
Mermaid houses, Coney Island houses, the Brown building, the Halloween building, Sea Park, Pink building, OT, Carrie Gardens.